Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you have not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up, get those notifications whenever I upload a video, especially if you're loving the reviews and demos here on my channel of all the affordable products. Today, I wanted to do a review and demo on the new Makeup Revolution Fast Base Concealer. I have been doing a lot of Makeup Revolution reviews and demos because they've just been coming out with a bunch of products. I did do a review and demo of the Fast Base Foundation Stick, so I'll link that down below in the description box if you guys are interested. I didn't realize the name. I just saw new concealer. I didn't even realize the name of this was the Fast Base Concealer. I was like, when to become one. You know, I was like, oh, are you supposed to, you know, kind of pair here? Are you guys related? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to expect. It's not a stick concealer. It's one of those concealers, if I can open it, with a little sponge tip and that you kind of, you know, click up. This one didn't take me too many clicks to get that initial amount of product out, which I really appreciated. I like the little sponge tip applicator. It's definitely squishy and comfortable. As you may have seen maybe in my last review and demo of the Makeup Revolution, their Conceal and Define Foundation. Wasn't a big fan of that applicator, but this one, I feel like the product kind of soaks it up so it feels nice and comfortable. This is $8. I bought mine at Ulta. You can also get it at the Makeup Revolution USA, their kind of online site for the US. Obviously. I bought mine, of course, at Ulta because I like to get my points, rewards, triple, double, whatever they got going. And this comes in 14 different shades. Not too bad. I know their Conceal and Define Concealer comes in more shades than that. I think even from then they've been adding more shades, which is always awesome. So this one only has 14. I mean, the range, let me look at the color range real quick before, because let's peek at how these... I feel like they can do more. I feel like it's like light, some mediums, and then like a tan or dark, like 3 dark shades. They could do better on the darker shade spectrum, I feel like. I picked up mine in the shade C4, which I was able to gauge because I did buy the Conceal and Define concealers, and I bought C4 and C5, and they were actually out of C5 in this one, so I had to buy C4. I was like, it worked for me, so let's, you know, check it out, and if I end up liking it for when my tan fades, C4 works out really well for me. $8, not a bad price. So this is supposed to be a lightweight type of concealer. You're supposed to only need to dot it around. It's going to erase dark circles, perform miracles, you know, all that nice stuff that products promise. And, you know, some do kind of deliver, some not really. This one, not really. I feel like it says like all you need is like a couple little dots and, you know, conceal away those dark circles. I feel like I really had to kind of smother this on, and I can still kind of see my dark circles peeking through. But I can also see that before you come for me. It is a lighter shade, so maybe C5 would have concealed them a little bit better. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to dock that too many points, but still I feel like from the formula of this, you're going to need a little bit more than a couple of little dots. Maybe if you get it, you know, closer to your skin tone. So I didn't totally dismiss it because of that. It is very, very lightweight. So if you guys do like a lightweight feel, I think you will like this. Where I have a problem with this concealer, I've tried this out a couple times because that's what we do here. We try it out, you know, before we do any sort of review and demo. We don't want to just do full face first impressions type of a thing, and then, you know, guess what, because you were wearing a different primer that day, a different foundation, that was what kind of made the product not work, not the product itself type of a deal. So this is where I like to test things out for a little bit while. I tested out with a couple different foundations, and I found the same thing happening when going in with a beauty blender, a sponge, 2 different sponges, my beauty blender and my Morphe sponge. So I've tried 2 different sponges, 2 different foundations. I use my favorites, absolute favorite, #1 foundation, Milani Conceal and Perfect. It can do no wrong in my eyes. So that's how I was like, hold up. When I was blending it out, I noticed that it was like kind of blending off, kind of blending a little bit patchy, not what I wanted. Like almost as if the product was kind of being taken off parts of like my under eyes. I was blending. I was like, what is going on? And I almost like felt like I had to maybe even go over with foundation a little bit of concealer. I was like, okay. Then I even tried it with the Fast Base Foundation by Makeup Revolution, and same thing. I feel like with the Beauty Blender, just kind of like I really had to be kind of careful how I blended it out. And so I definitely didn't like that. I was like, why? I feel like as it was taking off the concealer, it was also taking off, for both foundations that I've tried, it was also taking off the foundations that were on my face, which I have had no problem with any other concealer using those foundations. So I was like, okay, let's try it out with a brush. And the brush that I use is the Crown Brush C4560 pointed blender brush. I think like Sigma has one of these, Morphe has one of these. You can find kind of one of these like synthetic type of brushes for like underneath, you know, to conceal. I have a bigger Sigma one as well. So I wanted to try with the brush. Maybe that would also help pack on some coverage, which it did, just, you know, slight amounts, which always, you know, you're going to get more coverage with a brush than with a beauty blender. Same thing like foundation on the face. So I was like, okay, kind of blending that out, but then I don't know, it was still just not blending as well as it could or it should or that I would want it to. So I think blendability, that kind of maybe also distorted the coverage a little bit. So yeah, I wasn't really liking that. And honestly, what helped was maybe using one of my under eye setting powders to kind of get the coverage back from there. But I'm just like, so what am I using this concealer for? Basically, this concealer is to maybe brighten around the under eyes a little bit, but still it didn't conceal my dark circles. So I was not a fan of that. Wearing it throughout the day though, I will say that this didn't seem as though like it wore off. I think the wear time was pretty good, but then again, the coverage, you know, for what it was very, very light coverage, and the wear time was still good. It did increase underneath my eyes, which I also did appreciate. I think overall, this is kind of a pass for me. This is actually going to be a return for me, just because if I don't like the way it like blends out and initially kind of goes on, I'm just going to be like kind of like disappointed about it the whole day, and I have to use other products to kind of salvage it. It's like, what's the point? Like I have a bunch of other concealers that I think are creamy blendable and they give me that coverage that I want and need. So this one can just go back. I have some other ones that are even cheaper too, like my ColourPop ones that I think are just do an amazing job, and I save like $1 or $2. So for me overall, I think from the Makeup Revolution, I would pass on the Fast Base Concealer, and I personally like the Conceal and Define Concealer, which I like the coverage, and in general, I feel like if you want less coverage, just put less of that one. I'd rather do less than have to slather on, I guess, a little bit more, waste more product, which I feel like this is just that, and I'm just like, I have some other concealers. This I'm going to return. Let me know if you guys have tried out the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Concealer. If maybe you're experiencing some of the same issues I was. Maybe I'm not crazy. Definitely curious, but that's just, that was a kind of pass for me. It's a miss. It's not a hit, and I love Makeup Revolution. I think they have a lot of great products out there. Every brand, you're gonna have some hits and some misses. So for me, that was just a miss. But if I will link down below some other reviews and demos I've done of some Makeup Revolution products, if you guys are interested, and there's definitely some really great hidden gems in there. So definitely check those videos out if you have not tried this brand at all. Also, if you guys would like to see a tutorial on this makeup look using a Makeup Revolution palette, the Emily Edit palette, which I have been loving, a definite hit for me. Check out down below. I'll eventually, you know, add that link there, or make sure to subscribe so you can get that notification when that video goes up. Look how easy and how convenient that is. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.